Hello, this is Julie from Bubble Bows Crafts. Thank you for joining me. And today I just have a very quick and simple little treat or gift pouch for you. I've just popped a little bit of ribbon around the top, which you slip off, and this flap opens, and then, oops, you can open up your little bag from there. And inside this one, I've just got a few little charms that are sitting inside. So this is what I'm going to show you how to make today. So I will just pop all of this, oh, I'll pop that on in a minute, all of this to one side. There we go. And to do this, you will need a piece of designer series paper, and this needs to measure 4.5 inches by 6.5 inches. I'm actually using this paper, which is from the Moonlight designer series paper stack, which is absolutely beautiful with the Blackberry Bliss, and then I'm teaming it up with the Rich Raspberry. So I'm now going to bring in the scoreboard, and as always, don't worry about any of the sizes or the scoring. Click in the see more and there'll be a link that takes you straight over to this project. So with your designer series paper, with the short side at the top, we just need to simply score at 1/2 inch. Then rotating so that you have the long side at the top, we then score again at 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inches, and then again at 4, 4.5, and at 5. And that's all the scoring done, so I'll put this out of the way. And then the narrow score line at the bottom, if we just bring that over and using the bone folder, just gently fold that. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see on the camera, I think I'll use my pen. And then what we need to do, you've got your score lines that run down on these sides, and I can't even see them on my paper, oh, here they are, that run down on these sides. And all we're going to do is we're going to cut up these score lines here, and then we're going to remove these sections on this side. So you can see that. So we're just removing this section here and this section here. So I'm going to take my scissors and following the score line, trimming up, and then taking this piece away. And then we do the same on this side here. And then you're left with this little flap at the bottom, and then if you just come along with your scissors and just make a nice little angled edge on it. And then that's all the cutting done. And then laying your DSP down so that you've got your little tab to the left hand side, we're just going to concertina fold now on all of these other 3 score lines. So starting with the one closest to the tab, fold in, then fold back, and then fold in again, and that's that side done. And then with this piece, again, closest score line to your tab, fold in, fold back, and then fold in again. Give that a good squish down. You can take your bone folder and make sure that that's all done. And then to stick this down, I'm just going to use some snail just for speed, but I would suggest using some sticky strip because you want to get a good hold on this. So taking your adhesive, just running it down this edge and folding it all down on top of one another and sticking that into place. And then again, some adhesive onto your bottom tab, and then you can fold that straight over on top. And then that's your pouch then done. And then for your little tab bit that goes over the top, you will need another piece of cardstock, and like I say, this is in the Rich Raspberry, and this measures 1.5 inches by 4 inches. I should have done this when I had the scoreboard out. Oops, so I'm just going to bring it back in quickly, laying it in your scoreboard. Just score simply at 1 inch. Pop this all back down again. and then you can fold over the top and squidge that down. And then all I'm doing on the longer part is taking my scissors and I'm cutting up about 1/2 inch in the centre and then running my cut lines up to that to make a banner shape. Okay, and then again I'm going to use snail, but I would suggest using a sticky strip or a liquid glue to pop this on. So at the top of your pouch, folding that over the top and centralising it on the front. Once you're happy with the position of it, you can turn it over and then pop some glue just on your banner. Bring that over and then stick that to the back of your bag. So that then is the banner all in place. And then to close it, I've just been using a piece of ribbon, so I'm just going to tie that ribbon on now. And I've been doing a knot. You could do a bow. I just choose to do a knot because I'm not very good at bows. So just knotting that up and prettying up the ends. And that will keep that all closed. And now we can go on and do some stamping. And bring in some Whisper White. And then I am using the Painted Petals stamp set, and I'm using the thank you image here. And I'm bringing in some rich raspberry ink. So I'm just going to stamp one of them out. And then using the 1 3/4 and 7/8 oval punch, I'm just going to punch that out. And then while I've got the Whisper White here, I'm using the Itty Bitty Accents Flower Punch, and I'm just going to punch out 2 of them. And then using another piece of the rich raspberry, I'm going to punch out another little flower, and then we can start building this all together. So I'm going to bring my ink back in and a sponge, and I'm just going to ink all the edges of my sentiment, and then I'm going to do the same with my flowers. This is where I normally cover my fingers in ink. And also with the rich raspberry, because it just gives it a little bit more depth and definition. And then we can put that all to one side. Excuse me. I'm then just taking some rhinestones and just into the centre of each of the flowers I'm popping a rhinestone in. And then we can start popping this all on. So I'm then going to take, wherever I put them, some dimensionals, sorry, and I'm going to pop a couple onto the back of here, and then I'm just going to stick that onto the banner. And then using some glue dots, turning all my flowers over, I'm just going to take a glue dot onto the rich raspberry, and I'm going to position that onto the sentiment itself, and then pop up all the petals to make it 3D. And then I'm going to do the same with the last 2 flowers, but I'm popping these actually onto the banner itself. And the last one. Bring that down, bring up the petals. And there you go, that's it, quick and simple. So it would be ideal for little bits of jewellery or charms, maybe even a little chocolate treat. But they're quite effective and very quick and very simple to do. You could have a load of them made up, etc., ready to go. So I do hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye bye.